Okay, we're back and now we're going to focus on plating. First, I want to show you our little pastry puffs. My mom made this beautiful bowl in her pottery class. Go, Margaret. And we have our puffs here. So you don't really want to crowd the plate. Think of a high-end boutique versus say a Walmart. It's a high-end boutique. You just have a few select pieces, beautifully displayed, thin. You don't try and squish in everything that you ever made on one plate. So that's what we're going for here. Simple elegance. Now, I'm gonna set that to the side. We are listening to Tony, Tony, Tony. This song is from the Boys in the Hood soundtrack from the late great filmmaker John Singleton. So this is just me and you. Now, for our bird, our baby bird, I have a very simple tray that's going to be our foundation. And fall offers such a plethora of gorgeous colors, so I really wanted to take advantage of those colors in presenting this Cornish game hen. So our base is going to be some red cabbage leaves. You could use a big leafy kale, but you want something that's going to have some impact. And most of all, it's not going to be so expensive. You're not trying to break the budget, creating this display. You want it to be attractive and accessible. And it should highlight the food, but not like take it over. So it's going to be easier to work with the cabbage if you cut out that hard stem in the middle. Makes it a little bit more malleable and easier to work with. So I'm just going to lay this down to start. And then if you need to kind of break these in half, this one still has a little piece in the middle, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. You see how rigid it is now. We're just going to cut that sucker right out. Just cut up the sides. You don't have to go all the way because it tapers, and the more tapered it is, the more malleable it is. So you still have some in there. So we're just going to take those around like that. Listen to some Tony, Tony, Tony. Nice way to kick off our beautiful holiday weekend. Okay. Put this last piece. Now the bird's going to go in the middle, so we're not too concerned with how that piece in the middle is going to look because it's going to be covered. Now, I think that you should always start with the big things first. So this is the biggest thing that we're going to have is this the leaves. And now we're going to take our little cute bird. Looks like a little newborn. Okay. And we're just going to set that baby there. Now, obviously, you could do this with a chicken, and it would take up more visual space. But this little thing is tiny, like a preemie. Okay. And now I have a pomegranate, which is again giving us kind of a beautiful ruby red color. You don't want to try and make it too perfect. There is some pith in here. You want to keep that to make it look more authentic. Because this one is so tiny, I might actually break this in half. I don't want to overwhelm the space. And just kind of place those just so. Again, we're not trying to crowd the bird. So put those there. Then I have some persimmon. I'm gonna maybe put that on the side. On the other side. Let me pause for a moment. We're gonna put some respect on Stanley MC Hammer's name because he was so popular that I think it was easy to discount him when he was actually making music. People were like, oh, MC Hammer, like the kids like him, he's kind of corny. This song knocks. Like the beat on this and then the stories that I've heard about MC Hammer and his level of seriousness about his craft and his money since he's been popular have like made my level of respect for him just go through the roof. MC Hammer played to the kids, but MC Hammer was a man's man. And I saw this little clip with Redman talking about how Hammer basically like stomped him out one time. And how he had a newfound respect for Hammer because he too, as I did, made the mistake of thinking the Hammer was soft because he made all these, you know, like Too Legit to Quit songs. But Hammer was about it. But this one, I ride with. Okay, so we're back to our baby. I actually think because this bird is so tiny, these persimmons might be a bit small. So I would actually cut this in half and maybe like put the sides in there. So we have some freshly cut rosemary. I literally cut this like just a few moments ago from our garden. And we're just gonna add that in for some beautiful greenery. It also smells really, really nice. And this is gonna kind of frame the bird. And that's it, you know, it's just, we're not overcomplicating this. And again, you could use, you know, I'm a big fan of working with what you got. So if you have some apples, use some apples. I have a lovely red pear, so I may actually, let me grab a knife. Let's see how this looks if you cut this. Hold on. Okay, so let's cut this in half, and maybe even quarters. And if you use this to serve, you're going to want to add a little bit of lemon juice just to stop the browning. That would be pretty. Put that here. And then let's try and cut this persimmon to see if we can make some use, because it's a nice contrast, even though it's mad big. Oh, okay, that's really light. Oh, it's not so soft that it's not salvageable, but I think this baby is really light. I always wish I'd taken my degree in art and maybe become like a set designer or a costume designer. So this is probably as close as I'm gonna get. And then okay, so we have our little baby bird. And I think we're all set. I'll be back tomorrow with a few more pre-Thanksgiving goodies. I hope that you take advantage of this evening to do some of your prep work for Thanksgiving. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Take care.